See if, oh, there we go. I think we got the audio now. Sorry about that. We had a bit of a difficulty. Let's see. Hopefully that's working now. We're going to be, always this software for some reason has eluded me in terms of the audio. So hopefully this will work now, and we will be getting out there with this audio. Well, it's Friday, everybody. We are at the end of the week, and boy, I tell you what, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are now on track for their best week in a year. So that is pretty darn good. I wasn't expecting it, but the market always has surprises. That's for sure. It always has surprises. And when I saw that, boy, I tell you, I was ready to move into the market. And see, here's kind of what I am looking at right now. We have quite a few stocks that are up in price today. Just kind of wanted to go through that really quickly with you. Rambus, of course, is up. I'm interested in that. I don't own it yet. I do own ANET, Arista Networks. Did not get in on the NVIDIA. That moved up very, very strongly today. So there's just a lot of stuff coming into the market. Here's some stocks that I did buy today. Just wanted to put it out there. Basically, I bought Oxy, Occidental Petroleum. As you probably know about that, it did pull back a little bit, but I definitely did buy Oxy. I also bought Juniper Networks. That's moved up very nicely. I did buy Juniper today. The symbol on this one, JNPR. And I bought the Invesco QQQ Trust. This is the Invesco QQQ Trust. So that is looking very good today. It was up about $7. Wow, that's pretty amazing. This was the stock of the day from IBD, Juniper Networks. So I did buy Juniper today, and we'll see what happens. It's pretty low. I mean, I didn't buy a full position here. It's kind of low in the, I think it's going to work, but definitely, definitely something that that we're looking at in terms of possibly adding to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. We'll see how it. We'll see how it it trades. But right now, it seems to be trading fairly well. So that indeed is a good thing as well. So just looking out there and seeing what's available and working in this market. I just wanted also to show you this 5 stocks that are in an uptrend, and I do own 2 of these: Global Foundries and Costco. Let me make sure that did I get the right. I want to make sure that I got the right slides there. I think those are from yes. No, those are the correct ones. Those are the correct slides. So wow. Here is, I've been kind of busy this morning buying stuff. This is currently what I own. Berkshire Hathaway, BRKB, I own that. I also own PWR, that's Quanta Services, and that was up today. Costco, of course, we did buy that one basically right before this uptrend. HES, HES, we definitely bought that one. ANET, Arista Networks. Global Foundries, got that one today. Very, very nice movement up, about 6% in price. I want to take a look at that one kind of in more detail. Occidental, it's off a little bit today. The Invesco QQQ Trust and Juniper Network. So quite a few stocks in there, that seem to be looking fairly good. So let's jump on over here to the Nasdaq Composite in general. Let's just kind of take a look at that. Let's see. There we go. So here we go. Basically, what's happened is that we've been pulling back on the Nasdaq for quite a while. We had a very nice movement today. We were up yesterday, and then so this is 3 days in a row. So this is starting to look strong. I don't know if this is a reversal, but definitely it is looking much, much better than it was just a few days ago. And so this is looking very strong. And it is time kind of to start looking to come back into the market. Again, it's always difficult, to figure out exactly when to come back in the market. Just want to show you that my small portfolio. This is what we do is we keep a small portfolio, and this shows this kind of a demonstration portfolio for position sizing, and that's so important when you're in a market like this. Right now, there are 4 stocks that are in the small portfolio. That's Berkshire Hathaway, Arista Networks, ANET, Costco Wholesale, and Hess. Now you'll notice about 50% of the portfolio is in cash. So we haven't moved totally into the market yet, but we're moving in very, very nicely. Basically, the only stock that I've held for any amount of time in this is, of course, Berkshire Hathaway, 15 days, and we're up about 3.6%. Pretty good on that one. Arista Networks did very well, moved up about 3.2% in 1 day. So basically, that's pretty good. Also, Costco about 1%, and then just barely, because I'm just barely speaking, Hess has basically moved very nicely. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. I do have one open options trade right now, and it's not doing as well as I would like it to see it. UNH, it's an Iron Condor. We're off about $102 on it. Maybe looking to possibly adjust this when we're at the very top of the range on the trade dashboard. UNH closed today at 506. So basically, we are a little bit higher than we expected. We may be adjusting this one to get back into the green zone. Of course, not a whole lot at risk on this trade. When we put on this trade, we did receive a $368 credit. So not as much risk as we would normally take on something like this. If you want to get on to there is a ready list that we have ready, and all you have to do is go to this address, https://bit.ly/DTF0099. So that is also a good opportunity to get in on some of these trades. We are going to be moving stronger into the market, and so that's just something you want to kind of get ready. I think we have reversed. Now the question is, how long will this hold? Who knows? We never know how long anything is going to hold, but it does look very, very promising. Very promising that we may be looking very, very good. So let's get over to the questions today. Thank you so much for holding on here. Great. And Sammy, boy, you're always the first one. Let's take a look at Tesla first, just to give Matt a chance. And Tesla did move, I think, pretty nicely today. I have. Let's take a look at it where it's at. There we go. And boy, we're right up to the reversal line. This is significant. 900, by the way, is a very significant number for Tesla. As you can see, that we had this line. It came up, it touched it, but it didn't quite get there. This is where the 40-day line is. So this may be signaling a place where you could possibly get back into Tesla. It does look like it's showing some very, very nice strength. So I just took some of the comments off there so you can kind of see it. kind of a messy chart, but we were pulled all the way down here. We were below 800, and the reason that 900 is such a key level for Tesla is because this is where this is sort of where the last buy point was. So, the buy point back there. Let's take a look at the technicals here, and look at the pattern rack. Yeah, we were basically 20. The last true pivot was at 12. It's at 1208, but the pivot before that, yeah, it was 1208. So we really kind of are just coming back. We still have a long way to go, but technically, you could possibly buy this. You could start to edge into position. I still am not totally convinced that we're out of the woods with Tesla yet. I really am not, because we are still, we're just making the move to the upward trend. So we've got to be careful and probably see if it can close above 900 for maybe another day. Right now, Tesla's at 905, and if you did decide to come in here, this rally might fail, but it might succeed. We don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but if it did, then I think we could start edging in. But I would not go in with a full position, not even a half position. I possibly would do a quarter position here, not a lot, because I want to see it hold this 900 level. This is a very, very important level. So, there you go. Samuel is looking at some oil stocks and to see if there's more gas in the tank with Oxy. I did buy Oxy, by the way. And part of the reason I bought Oxy, well, first of all, it's in the oils. But second of all, and I think very importantly, is that when Occidental had its problems about a year or so ago, remember when they were giving away oil? It seems like a million years ago, but remember when oil was $2 a gallon? That was a little over a year ago under the prior administration. Well, back then, Occidental Petroleum got into a real problem because what they did is they went out and they bought a lot of leases in the Permian Basin of Texas, which was a very good thing, but their timing was off. So they had a cash squeeze, and they had to go to Warren Buffett to get bailed out, and they did. Warren Buffett lent them like, I think, $1 billion, something like that. It's just an incredible amount of money. And I remember the coupon rate being at like 13.5%. I was like, wow, I wish I could get 13.5% for lending money, but it's Warren Buffett, it's not me. So Warren Buffett is starting to move, and I think eventually they may take over the company. I don't know. I don't have any inside information. Remember, I only look at the charts. I don't have any inside information. But I still think that, Occidental is in the little trading range, and right now it's at 56.40. I probably bought it a little bit too soon. Let me see if I can go back and take a look at my buy point here. I think I bought it a little bit too soon, but yeah, I bought it right here. My buy was at 56.82. It's at 56.40. So I'm down about 40 cents on this. Stop loss at 52.75. I do think this is a good stock, and I do think it's in a great sector, of course. And I think that a lot is going good for it. It's got an 89 checklist, which I really, really like. And let's take a look at some of those fundamentals. I'm just going to jump over there to the fundamentals and see kind of what we're up against here. Last quarter of the year, last year, their sales were up 139%. Pretty amazing when you consider that. So the oil sector has been the number one sector in the market. It's been the number one sector in the market, and it's just done terrific. And definitely Occidental's in that. Now the question is it forming a flag pattern here? I'm not so sure if it is, but I do know that it's stuck right about 60. Now, can it go higher than that? I certainly hope so, and I definitely think that's going to be the case. The question is, can you move in at this point? Well, I think it's kind of flirting kind of with this little level here. It's kind of going back and forth, and I think it's really hard. It's easier to see in the weekly chart than it is in the daily, but it basically, the low is right about there, and the top is right about here, just below 60. So if it breaks through about 59, I think we're going to see it move move higher. Right now, here's the problem with Oxy. As you can see, coming up out of this cup base, it just ascended too quickly. And this is always a problem when this happens. So I do think we're going to see a little bit of weakness there. It's gonna settle down, but then I think it may just take up the slope here. So I'm hoping that will indeed happen, and I definitely think it's a very good stock, and I am definitely in the stock. So not a bad place to be. Hey Jay, what's up with MU? Gosh, I wish I knew what was up with MU. I really like this stock, but I just, for some reason, I can't get I can't get this one to happen. And this is indeed the danger when you buy below that 200-day moving average. I mean, this is the problem. What happened is it's like Pexitani Philly peaked up above that 200-day moving average and then immediately pulled back. So it really hasn't confirmed above that 200-day moving average. So the question is, can you buy it here? Well, here's the problem with MU and frankly a lot of stocks is that you have a lot of this what they call overhead supply. Now what that is that people that bought it up here, they're like, oh, it came up, I'll sell. so this is a lot of overheads. There's a lot of overhead supply in this one. This is the problem really, I think, with MU and buying it right now. It's just, it's a good stock, but MU has overhead supply. And that's the problem. That's the problem right now with MU. It's a great stock, but so many people bought it as it was moving up, and then now they're like, well, darn it, it went all the way down, and now it's coming back up. So MU has a lot of overhead supply. This is the reason why, I was not buying it, but it's again, it's very, very, very tough to figure that out. So right now, I think I'd lay off on it to just, it's just one of those things. It's got to be, it's just not working out right there. Okay, what do you think of the Chinese stocks such as NIO and BABA? Stay away. That's my opinion of them. I know I get a lot of people. This was the great stock a year ago, but a year ago gasoline was cheap too, and it's not anymore. NIO just doesn't look good. The chart is not what I'd like to see it. So it's just it's just in this downward trend. I just don't think, it's buying below that 200-day line is not easy. And I just don't think with these Chinese stocks really that it's the place to be. I really don't. So I would avoid BABA. I've just kind of been, I know it's a crowd favorite, but I would just avoid Chinese stocks for right now. And part of another problem, is that with Chinese stocks, many of them may be delisted on the New York Stock Exchange because they just they just haven't they don't have the accounting standards properly. So I think you just kind of really have to avoid those China stocks right now. Oops, wrong one. I think you just got to avoid those China stocks right now. There's just so many things about them that are up in the air. I mean, take a look at BABA. BABA is a good company, but basically the Chinese government said, well, we're gonna make them pay. I don't know for what, but and as you can see, just in a downward trend. Would I short BABA here? Yeah, I don't know. I really can't say that I would. I don't think I really would short BABA, but I just think you just have to avoid those Chinese stocks. I mean, I just think they're not proving to be really, really good. All right, let's take a question from TikTok. Thank you so much for holding. By the way, if you want to see the charts that I'm showing and you're on TikTok, just go to the profile right up here and you'll be able to see them. Okay, so what's new? Okay, well, what's new is we are, Camco Energy going nuclear. Well, maybe. Is it a good time to buy Tesla right now? I would wait on Tesla a little bit. There are some stocks that I do kind of want to point out here that are looking good. Now, this is an interesting stock. Now, I didn't buy this one today. I'm waiting to see how it's going to trade. It traded up strongly, and it's called Stoneco, and STME, I think it is, or EM. I can't remember. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Stoneco. This is one that definitely is looking fairly good. All right, let's see if I can get a new. Oh, goodness. Why can't I do it? All right, Stoneco. STNE. My mistake. STNE is the symbol. So let's put that up. Now, this is one I've been looking at. I didn't buy this one, but it's a very interesting stock. And why is it interesting? Well, this is a payment company. And normally, and as you can see, payment companies have been doing horrible, and Stoneco is not any. It is in that camp. But here's what's kind of happening. This is a Brazilian payment company, but it is looking like it moved up today terrifically. And I don't know why that is the case. Look at this. It moved from 9.5 all the way up to closing at 13.5 with a tremendous amount of volume buying here. I don't know what's going on with this stock. Normally, this would be one you wanted to buy. I mean, it has a relative strength of 7, and it's below that 200-day line. So I'm watching this one right now. I'm not buying it. I'm watching it. I know that Warren Buffett owns a fair amount in this, but I am not buying it. I'm just watching this one. So very interesting, just, kind of all over the place in terms of stocks to look at. Another one that I did buy today was Juniper Networks. What is Juniper? Let's see what the symbol is on that one. JNPR. Gosh, I should know these offhand, but I don't. I don't know all of them, that's for sure. So many that I don't know. JNPR, Juniper Networks. This is an old favorite. This has been around since my time in Silicon Valley. I mean, I was in Silicon. They used to have a place out by the airport, San Jose International, and but this is a good stock. This is a very, very good stock. Now, I did start wading into this one today. I have not, as you know, I've been shying away from the techs. I mean, I've been in the resource stocks, the oils, the shippers, all those kind of plays. But now, with this upturn in the Nasdaq, some of this money has to go back into tech. Why? Because that's where the profits are. Well, the thing about Juniper's been around for an awful, awful long time, and they provide secure network equipment, which is in a lot of demand. They've been around forever and a day. They're kind of a contemporary of Cisco. The checklist wasn't all that hot, 67, but I really like the action in terms of where it's trading. If we draw a reversal line here, you can see it poked right above that reversal line, and that's kind of where I bought right there. I bought basically just a half position, and at 34.80, at 34.83, just a tad above where it closed. It closed basically at 35.31. So this one might be getting ready to do some good stuff. Juniper Networks, definitely one that you might want to take a look at. I went all the way back to the monthly chart. Now it is getting ready to finally come above, and this is always what I look for, these legacy tech stocks, and it took me many years to buy Microsoft again, but as you can see way back, I think I can draw it right there. There we go. See, way back here, basically back in 2010, it hit a high, and that high that high basically was 38.73. Now currently it's at 35, so it's almost getting to the point where it's almost up to where it was back in 2010. And if it can go beyond that, then I think it's going to start some forward motion higher. And it does look very, very good. Finally, we have some decent relative strength at 93. And it seems like it may hopefully be waking up from a long sleep. I hope that's the case. Juniper Networks. So I did buy a half a position. Not a lot, but I did buy a half a position today. And that's kind of where I'm standing on that. So I'm trying to get back into the text and see if there's anything there. But Juniper Networks is one of the ones I did buy. Let's take a look at CrowdStrike for you. Let's go to CrowdStrike CRWD. And you know, the software security area, of course, is a big deal. And one of the things about CrowdStrike is that they provide security for at-home workers, and I don't think they're going away. I don't think we're going to see at-home workers go away. I think they're going to be around for a long time, and they need security because they're on these networks. So what do I think here? Well, right now I still can't buy it, and the reason I'm not going to buy it, and it's just personal preference, but if you can look at that 200-day moving average, we're still below that 200-day moving average. I want to see it move above that. I really do, because even though even though we may have a reversal, I think this is kind of the reversal line here that we could draw. Even though we may have a reversal, I still believe, and I think it just peaked up above that reversal line, I still really kind of want to see it move above the 200-day moving average. I really do, because that's where I think it'll show more strength. So right now for this one, I don't know. It may be too early. It's always good to get stocks early, but I'm a little bit leery because I think that CRWD needs to move above the 200-day moving average, and I really believe that, because we could buy it right now and maybe it would work, but we can also see that it still really hasn't broken out. It really kind of needs the earliest entry that I would look at for this one to be about 217, because that was a high there. We're still still a little bit away from that. So I would just wait until it moves above the 200-day moving average. If you want to be, if you want to get in early, I still want to see it move above 217. So CRD, the early entry, I think about 217.50. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So we're still below that. We're still below that with CrowdStrike. I want to see it come above that 217. Well, it's 217.11 here. I want to see it come above that, because that's showing that it can break out of this sort of consolidation here. So that's what I would do. I would look for that on CrowdStrike. Another thing about CrowdStrike is that this computer software security area is still not. This is very, very early. Even though I have been looking to buy some techs, I am sort of tempering my enthusiasm because I still believe that we're at a situation where it's not time yet to buy. So let's kind of look at the top sectors in the economy, right, in the stock market right now. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at let's see if I can see it here. So for last week, I want to kind of look at where we've been. Well, everything that oil and gas related seems to be doing better. So that's one thing that we just really have to keep in mind when we're looking at this is we have to keep in mind that the best areas of the market right now are in the oil and gas area. And so we want to have exposure there. It's even now, that's where that's where the advancement is. The best producing year-to-date sector of the stock market is oil and gas international explorers. So that's one of the reasons why I was interested in getting into Oxy. That's why I was interested in getting into Hess. Stocks like that. Also ExxonMobil, also XOM and Chevron. They're also quite good in that area. So that's where you want exposure. Now, there's an easy way to get exposure to that area where you don't have to buy those individual stocks. I'm not particularly, enamored with, with the oil stocks, but there is the XLE, and the XLE has done a great job this year. It's really done a superb job in terms of being in the market. Now, could you buy the XLE? Well, I do think that the XLE, and this is one of the things, it's a boring area, it's energy, but I do believe that it is showing a lot of strength. And right now it has pulled back a little bit, but it went down. It bounced below the 21-day moving average, and I still think this has a ways to go. So I think we could see an upward trend in the energy select spider. This might not be a bad place. This might not be a bad place to get in. The reason is, of course, we're seeing so much strength in the oils, and this gives you very, very nice exposure to the oil sector, the XLE. All right, comment on Palantir. This is coming from TikTok, PLTR. Now, this stock has lost about 2/3 of its value, and I was playing with it a little bit back here. As you can see, I got stopped out at 23.50, and I didn't play it since. So since I got stopped out back here on 9/28 of last year, since I got stopped out, it has just fallen and fallen. So I've fallen and I can't get up. This is one of the reasons I use stops, because sometimes your entries just aren't right. Now, it's fallen all the way down to $12.82. The question is, can we get back in? Well, it's still trading below the 50-day moving average. And because it's trading below the 50-day moving average, it still hasn't reversed higher. Now, if you are a catfisher, if you like to fish, if you like to bottom feed, this one might work for you, Palantir. It might work for you. But if we look at the weekly chart, you can see, when we came out of the door with Palantir, it was at $7.25. Now, currently, it's at $12.84. Well, it is higher than when it came out as an IPO, so that's good, but it's got a relative strength of 10. So that is not looking good. That is not looking good. So PLTR, it's just, could you bottom fish here? Absolutely, you could bottom fish, but do you want to take the risk that, see, here's the thing. You could buy it here at $12. You could buy it at $12, and it could easily go back down to $7.50, and you would have lost almost half of your investment. So here's the thing with Palantir. I just think you can't buy it at this level. I want to see it come above that 200-day line. There's an old saying. This is a William O'Neill saying, but basically the saying is nothing good really happens below the 200-day moving average, and I really believe that. So I would be into Palantir at this time. It's just not working as well, unfortunately. All right. Thank you very much, Jonas. Let's look at FedEx. FTX, of course, is the symbol. FTX, and it's in the shipping. You can't get any more shipping than Federal Express. That's for sure. Take a look. This is the weekly chart. Let's go here. There we go. So this is the weekly chart. Let's go over to the daily chart and take a look at the action on Federal Express. We're still in this downward trend. it's trying to hold on to, desperately trying to hold on to the 21-day line, but it's fallen below that. It's got a 25 relative strength, and it's below the 200-day line. Now, I'm not saying that you can't buy below the 200-day line. I certainly have, but I don't think it's a good idea right now. I don't see the thing is, if you're buying below the 21-day line, the 200-day line, you better have a very, very good reason. The reason has to be very, very good to buy below that 21-day line, because now if Federal Express was going to double or triple next year, hey, I would say go for it. I just don't think that's going to happen with Federal Express. So I just would have to be super careful here. I probably would not buy Federal Express, even though it's a blue chip stock. It's just the kind of thing. I just think that there's easier ways to do it than this. So I would say, not time for FedEx. And it's just not the time to buy FedEx. It just, I don't think it's working. And so right now I just can't get that. Harris has a question. This is the company that I did cover. Now the reason that there's so much interest in this StoneCo, that's what this is because Warren Buffett bought a huge stake in it, and I do think that that's very interesting. And I definitely, when that happens, my ears perk up. That's for sure. And we showed this a little bit earlier, but the question is, can we buy it here? Well, I've been looking at it, and I almost bought it this morning, and I still think that this one might be a winner. I kind of want to see how it's going to trade tomorrow. It's off a little bit, about 5 cents in the after-hour trading, but overall, it looks pretty decent. And one of the things that I do like about this is I do think that getting exposure to Brazil, Brazil's economy is doing fairly well, and it's doing fairly well. So this is something that definitely of interest to me. I don't own it right now, though, but I am definitely on the watch list on it. So it is looking pretty decent. So I'm going to definitely keep an eye on it. Alan basically is saying it's a fourth day green, follow through day. Absolutely. Well, no, we let's look at the major indexes, because this is really kind of how it works. Let's first look at the S&P 500, and let's see if I can get that up here for everybody. S&P 500 index. So with the S&P, basically, here's what's going on with the S&P. We've moved up, and we've moved up to this very critical line here. Let's kind of look and see exactly kind of where we are, where we are currently. Oh, so we've come up all the way up to that 200-day, to the 50-day line, which is excellent, because it did look like the 200-day line was crossing below the 50. So we're kind of right at an inflection point here, and that is not the death cross, but hopefully it'll be turned back here. And that's just kind of look what's happening. The 200-day line was moving down, sloping down, and then boom, it crossed over the 50-day line, and then it got some support. That's very interesting, because it's come right up to that line. So the question is it going to move higher? Well, it looks as if it is, because this does look like a reversal on the S&P. So that's looking good. So that's one of the follow-through days that you're looking for. Now, remember, in order to get it to change from a market trend under pressure or in correction to a uptrend, is we need confirmation. We need follow-through days on 2 of the major indexes. And the ones I typically look at are the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So let's look at the Nasdaq. And this is the one that has definitely shown some strength, and it's been weak, and now it's starting to show some strength. What's happened is I do think that we're starting to get a nice movement above that 200-day line. So that's strong. The fact that it came right up to the 200-day line, it's looking, up to the 50-day line, it's looking very good. So we've got confirmation here, and we've got confirmation on the S&P. Now the question, the last of the 3 the three amigos is, of course, the Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones is a little bit different because the Dow Jones is really only a very, very few stocks. It's the Dow Jones Industrials. Now, interestingly enough, there's two indexes in the Dow Jones. I was reading about this the other night. It's great. There's really two indexes in the Dow. One, of course, is the Dow Jones Industrials, and the other one is the Dow Jones Transport. And this was based back in the time when these were the two leading areas of the economy: transportation, mainly railroads, and the industrials, like the steel companies. Now, the Dow hasn't been quite as strong, but it is coming up as well. So that is why we have moved to this uptrend, and it does look like we may be in the start of a new uptrend. Now, how long can that uptrend last? Well, sometimes it only lasts, a month. Sometimes it lasts a year. Who knows? But we are definitely moving higher, and that is a good thing to happen. I mean, that is definitely a good thing to happen. We are moving higher on on the indexes. So now is the time, basically, to move back into to move back into the market. So that's the reason why I'm going essentially from a cash base from a cash basis to something better. So that's really kind of the long and the short of that. So yeah, well, for some reason it's not letting me take this. Let me take this banner off here. Oh, there we go. All right, the control's wrong there. As long as I've worked with this, you would think I would be better with this than I am. But anyways, I'm doing as the best I can. RKLB. Let's look at RKLB and see. RKLB. And this is Rocket Lab. Interestingly enough, this might be good, but it doesn't look. Yeah, in spacecraft and. It would be much better if we could just buy. It would be much better if we could just buy SpaceX. But a very interesting company. But I just think that this is not going to win right now. So I would avoid it. I would avoid this one right now. I mean, it did pull up. It did pull up the 200-day line, but and maybe it will move above 11.11. But currently, it's only at $9.10. I'd be a little bit cautious on this one. I don't know if it's ready yet. I still think it's working. What I'm going to do is I'll draw this reversal line, so you can take a look at that. Yeah, there you go. What this reversal line is, it's still currently in a downward trend. The stock is still currently in a downward trend. That's what this line means. If it moves above this line, about 11.11, then I think you can see it's starting an upward trend. But right now, it's in this downward trend. Let's go to the monthly chart. As you can see, yeah, about $11 that's going to be right about where, if you want to start getting into this, you could right about there. But it's still in a downward trend. Now, here's the thing that's strange about the market. Some of the best days of a stock moving up happen when things are in a downtrend. So be careful this, Sean, a little bit. I'm not saying not to go in it, but I would be a little bit careful on that. Camco Energy, interesting. Okay, well, okay, let's see if I don't Camco. Let me see the cycle for that. Okay. Oh, it's clean energy. Okay. Oh, this is a really small one. CAO-L. I wonder if I could bring this up. I don't even know if I have this on my. I don't even know if I have this one on my but I'm going to try for it. CAM.L. I think this is a pink slip stock. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have Camco. Unfortunately, I don't have Camco on this one. It sounds like a pink slip stock. Thoughts on Shopify? And of course, Shopify is a big stock. So, take look at Shopify. I was going to be shorting this one. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I did a bear put start. See what I did on this one as it was going down. Yeah, this is where I started shorting it, and I got stopped out, and it came back in, and it came all the way down. Now it's starting to make its move, but it still hasn't reversed. So boy, I tell you what, I would wait until it moves above this line here, and the reason why is because that is going to show more strength. So I would have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful there. All right. So would you say, this is from Tony. Thank you very much, Tony. Yes, I would. I would say that the market has moved. The market has become more bullish. Yeah, believe it or not, the market has become more bullish. I do believe that is the case. So yeah, I definitely am more bullish. I was very heavily in cash. I'm still about 50% in cash. I'm coming back into the market and trying to buy things that seem to make sense. So that has been the way. Okay, we have a question on Riot. I think this is Riot blockchain. Am I not mistaken on that? This is sort of the blockchain stock, and it was hammered. I'll be honest, it was hammered. But the question is, can we see if this one is making a turn? You know, it seems like it's trying. So many of these stocks are beaten down and they're below the 200-day line. It's very hard to buy them. As you can see, this is the weekly chart. It went way up. Let's look at the monthly and just kind of look at the history of this. Yeah, it's just all over the place. Riot blockchain is all over the place. But if we go to the weekly chart, it seems like it's starting to make a turn. I don't know if it's enough yet. I really think that buying it below about 25 is going to be difficult. So I probably would not be a buyer of Riot blockchain. All right, I think we're almost in the last one. CP Rail. I can't remember let me see what the symbol is for that one. Yeah. Canadian Pacific. Yeah, this. Yeah, CP. Okay, thank you. I should know this one. I should know this one because this is a big company. CP. And the rails have been doing great, by the way. The rails have been doing fabulous business. So let's analyze the CP rail chart. Boy, it's right in the buy zone. Troy, you're right on this again. You're looking good. You're looking good. I hope you bought this because this is a good chart. It's breaking out. It's 78.18 is the buy point. Wow. So we're looking pretty good on this. 85 relative strength. I'm liking everything I'm seeing here, Troy. I think this is probably good for a little bit of movement. I'm just going to look at the technicals on it. Yeah, we're only 2%, 2.62% above that 10-day line. That's a really good place to buy it, especially in the buy zone. Yeah, this is buyable, definitely. The transports are doing well. This is the 28 out of 197. Let me see if I can get the Dow Transport Index. I still think it has that. Zero. It's a Dow Jones. Let's see if I got the trade. Yeah, Dow Jones Transportation. This is the original. This is an interesting chart, and I want to show it to you. We've had a lot of strength in the transports. When the Dow Jones Industrial Averages, when the Dow Jones was created, it was created with two indexes. One, of course, was the Dow Jones Industrial. Everybody knows about that. There's only 30 stocks in it. But the other index was this transport index. And it was because there was thinking at the time, and it's really smart. You know, basically, the stock market consists of production and transportation. So this is a very good index that we could definitely use. And right now, if you look at it, the Dow Jones Transportation Index has moved above this reversal line. And that is indeed a very, very good thing, because what that means is that we're starting to see a lot of strength in the Dow transports. And the question is, what stocks are in this. I can't remember exactly, but buying, that's part of the reason Berkshire Hathaway is doing well, is that's because they have BNSF Railroad. That's also why CP Rail may be a very good buy here, because it's showing a lot of strength. So I definitely think with CP Rail, you could definitely buy it right now. This is buyable at this level. So that's a key thing. So CP is buyable right now. And there's just a lot of backlog, and with the price of oil going up, gasoline's going up, and guess what? Rails are going to do well. They're going to, and the rail companies are getting better at their logistics. It's shorter times. I'm not saying it's going to replace trucks. They're not, but you're going to see a lot more rail traffic. And so CP, I think, is very good. It's also in a great area. It's in a buy zone right now. So definitely buyable right now. So very, very good on that. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. It's about a little bit over 15 minutes. I will be back on Monday. I'm going to have a nice weekend. I hope you do too. Have a very nice weekend. I'm going to be back on Monday. Basically, what you need to do, please, and I need to reiterate this because I need more people liking this. We've got a lot of people we have over 100,000 people, on the various platforms. So please like this. It gets it out to a lot of people. Please like the show. That way we get out to a lot of people. And if you're not already on the Action Trade Alerts, or you're not already a member, this is free too. Nice way to go here too, and that is, of course, to go to www.Dallas Trading Floor. So, and sign up for the trade alerts, first and last name and an email address, and we'll get it right out to you. So until Monday, not tomorrow, until Monday at 5 o'clock. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy trading. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you on Monday.